Hi, Stephen from OWNorDisown. Many people have actually asked, what is the best way to get inside a laptop? If you want to do an upgrade for the RAM, the hard drive, perhaps even doing some repasting. Now, of course, some laptops have the little panels at the back underneath. One screw, take it out, and then that's dead nice and easy. But unfortunately, not all laptops have the luxury of doing that, and then some are easier than others. So, first off, I think what you need is some good tools, and I recommend, it's on Amazon. You can get like the iFixit type tool, which has all these little plastic, instruments here to wedge open the back, and that's very useful to have. You certainly need that. Don't use anything metal because you're going to scratch everything there. It's got to be plastic. Often in these kits you might have some precision screwdriver kits. Invariably you'll either need like a Torx screws, like a 5 or a 6, or you can have smaller Phillips head type screw heads there, that type of thing. And it's often useful to have it magnetized as well, so when you're trying to pull out a screw, it will come out quite nice and easily. I also find it useful to have some pliers at hand, some little pinching things here like that if you need to pluck something out or hold a bit of a cable, and also a suction cup. These are very good. Now, this is actually just from my kid's toothbrush, but you could stick it on, and I often just use this pliers then to hold on and pull it up, just to give the bit of a gap there at the back. Actually, before we start on anything, it's always useful to have something soft to put a laptop on. Now, I've sometimes used a mouse mat or a bit of foam like this, so you can put your laptop on. You're not going to scratch the surface, and that is good. So this one here, of course, is the Alienware. Alienwares are pretty straightforward. You just have some Phillips head screws in here. Now, not typically on Alienwares, not all the screws come out. There's a little washer behind it. So what you do, you then just do that on them all, and then this will just easily just pop out. You might be faced with something like on this HP, where a screw is hidden beneath the feet. In this case, there was like 2 or 3 screws under here, and you have to peel the feet off to get access to the screw. So the secret then, of course, is, just take your time, don't force anything, and if it's not coming out, then the screw must be somewhere else hidden, and in this case, under the feet, or sometimes it is even in the hinge area, particularly on some of the big ASUS 17-inch laptops. There's a flap off the hinge, and there's screws hidden behind there. Now, I was asked in particular to show how to take the back off the HP Pavilion, and indeed, it's fairly straightforward because it's just got regular screw heads, not Torx, but it's still a very tight fit around the edges here, very tight. So let's just see how we take this off. So first off, I'm going to remove the screws, and then I always place them like on a table up like that, so you can remember which screws went in where, because they're usually of different lengths, and I put them where they correspond to the laptop itself. So then you just double check, make sure you got all the screws out, and in this case there's no hidden screws on the Pavilion. But then you've got to look at getting access. And the first off, you look to see where you could get a gap. Now, good areas of gap could be like over an SD card there, but you've got to be careful. It's thin there. The plastic's thin. You've got to try and get yourself a little bit of a gap. You can always try using a tool, the suction cup, to try and open up a gap. Nothing there. There you are. So I managed to get a gap there. Just there. He was at the front. So if you're struggling. Now there'll be little plastic clips holding it in place. Now, don't be frightened to take them off, but you might break one. I have broken them before, but you'll find that generally it'll then work off quite easily around the back itself, and off it comes. So the Pavilion is pretty straightforward, really. And something more difficult are things like the XPS 15, but it's the same strategy. These use a Torx screw, so these use a Torx 5 screw. And now you've got to be careful with these because you can easily strip the heads, and you've got to be very careful. It's the same principle on this. You know, undo the screws, and if something very tight fitting like the XPS 15, you know, using the suction cup, pull it up, find a gap, you know, just go around. Invariably there will always be a gap emerging, whether it's on the corner, over a USB port, that type of thing. And certainly once you've broken that loose and it still doesn't come up, there may be screws hidden somewhere else. Well, I hope you found that useful. As I say, the main things, don't be afraid. Invariably, you're not going to be able to break anything usually. Don't be afraid of those plastic tabs that go around the edge. Use plastic tools, thin edge, and sometimes they get a bit blunt, so you may have to renew them, but there's a range of different types. So plastic tools, suction cup, very useful, and just, you know, just gradually go around and loosen up the edge, and watch out for any hidden screws that could well be there. And you know, position the screws on your table so you can put them back nice and easily. And of course, have something on the table to protect your laptop. And so hopefully that helps anybody certainly on the Pavilion 15. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. See you next time. Bye.